Welcome to my office. It was an exquisite presentation indeed from our colleague and friend Gazment, who reminded us of what we've done, and it's not really a little. And it is my real great pleasure to be here today. And I'd like to share with you an article that will, in its full format, will be published on Green Civil right after this conference. And I'd like to remind Diana to take care of that. And the full format is there, and I'll try to cut down. And also, I will submit to all partners and participants to this event the set of 6 recommendations that we worked on, or 6 groups of recommendations that we worked on, hopefully to be adopted by our friends and colleagues in this great community. So my presentation today is titled From Rhetoric to Regeneration and Back. And I'm going to speak about politicians mainly. Being a journalist for more than 3.5 decades, I believe that you will understand the sharpness of my wording, and of course it's all with intentions to contribute to changes, to positive changes. So politicization, corruption, and mismanagement, contradictions and inconsistencies, a low level of public awareness, real deep dependence of Western donors. These are not just background issues. They are some of the most visible obstacles to circular economy initiatives and green policies in the Western Balkans. And they reflect even deeper, more dangerous structural problems of our societies. What we are seeing is not new. It's the continuation of alarming patterns passed from one generation to the next, embedded in the political and institutional culture of our region. Circular economy has become a buzzword recently, a trendy term, especially when politicians want to appeal to the Western donors or younger voters. Suddenly, everyone is fluent in sustainability, recycling, composting, green innovation, and then they move on. I mean, politicians. In 2023, a high-ranking official in North Macedonia promised publicly and in an interview with me that 700,000 euros collected from plastic bag charges would be reinvested in waste separation and eco-friendly disposal. The promise sounded sincere, and I believe it was, but the system didn't move. Nothing materialized. Just a well-crafted promise, well-worded promise, lost in a broken trail of funds. This is not an exception, it's a pattern. And I believe that you will recognize the same patterns in at least some of your countries. Some politicians, at least in our country, speak of Scandinavian standards. Just recently we heard one more time the same phrase. A phrase that sharply contrasts the reality documented in our independent reports, including this recent Green Civil video that you just saw, and that was composed by contributions from citizens who send us videos to publish them on our media platform. Please share it. Even worse, parts of the Western Balkans, and this is really alarming, are increasingly treated as dumping grounds. Waste imports are rising. And what we can see here, there is an equation where oversight is weak and corruption is strong. Foreign garbage finds a home. Sounds like a little poem, does it? But of course, not all is lost. There are people who work with integrity, with vision. We just heard Guzman. One of the strongest examples I know is the Logix community. This network that we have to attribute is a civil society organizations network from across the Western Balkans, initiated by this Kosovo-based think tank, the Balkan Forum. And I really thank them for that, for the hard work. They bring together professionals, activists, business leaders, academics, and innovators committed to circular economy solutions rooted in ethics, cooperation, and local relevance, of course. No big PR campaigns, no greenwashed press releases, just hard work, smart systems, and ethics. And of course, they're not alone. Across the region, I would say hundreds, if not thousands, wonderful projects and different efforts by civil society, by business sector, by some groups of activists and also experts, academia, and so forth, are something that we see that is persisting despite the challenges that I mentioned in the beginning. So where do we go from here? We can no longer stay polite. It's time to name the problem, to call out the abuse of green language, to end the donor-driven illusions. I mean, donors can be used and they're most welcome and needed, badly needed, but then to use those funds properly. Environmental funds must be traceable. Results must be measurable. Citizens must be informed and empowered also to ask, where did that money go? If I were the American president, I would say, where on earth or where the hell did the money go? But I'm not. And above, having all this in mind, and above all, we must invest in people. Invest in people who already understand the stakes. Engineers, creatives, educators, activists, of course. Those people are actually know that the circular economy is not a dream. It is actually our only option. The circular economy is not a utopia, and that's something that we can see from the positive examples. It is a survival plan. And for the Western Balkans, it is a test of honesty, courage, and will, of course, of creativity as well. Will we continue to sell our green image for short-term political gain? I would say no. That's why I would vote for finally start building a region where sustainability is not a slogan, but a standard. I'd like to make a very good example at the end. Even under the harshest conditions, like the war in Ukraine, circular economy practices are proving essential. Despite massive destruction, Ukraine has advanced community-based recycling and waste management projects as tools of resilience and recovery. If this particular circular thinking can survive under bombardment, there is no excuse for inaction in times of peace. The choice is ours, and the time is now. Thank you.